The heart is at the center of the main chakras. When your heart is open, you're curious, willing to connect, open to experiences. You trust those around you. You let life experiences and people nurture you. When your heart is closed, you're unavailable. You lose your way. You feel betrayed, suspicious, wounded, and you shut down. You lose your ability to trust your natural expression. You're very self-conscious, self-protected, and lonely. The key to liberation is the heart, for without it, wisdom of the higher chakras is useless. Wisdom without love is a source of evil and destruction. If you use your mind for the highest good, what would that look like? Center your intentions for the greater good. As a child, you're not in charge, but as an adult, you gain the power to nurture yourself. You decide, I am the caretaker of my needs. I am the voice of my approval. You no longer have to people please because you are your own authority. You begin to understand that everyone is moved by their own intentions. Everyone is focused on themselves, so you don't have to take life too personally. You take responsibility over your life. You are intentional and mindful. You understand the law of cause and effect. Duality. This is a very important part of the center. It allows our conscious to give us options. Our conscious is the inner voice making decisions, classically depicted as the angel and the demon on your shoulder that whisper in your ears. This energy is always at work. It's always there from the moment you wake up, whether you're conscious of it or not. The conscious is always at work. Pay attention to both good and bad with the intention of understanding the nature of duality and the conflict within moments of doubt and struggle in your life. Understand why you're in conflict in that moment. You always know what to do. Be aware of your conscious in order to be more efficient. Karma, the law of cause and effect. It's where you observe your life and yourself and how certain behaviors, thoughts, and decisions determine many positive and negative outcomes in your life. Karma is simple. Most people don't understand this because we don't want to admit that we are the creators of certain bad manifestations. We don't want to admit being stuck in one aspect of ourselves, refusing to see the other version of ourselves and other possibilities. When you feel like you have no other choice, you're stuck. And that's karma. If you're not willing to see a different perspective, you're limiting yourself. The hardest prison to escape is the mind. If you're connected to the heart center and you listen to it, you would do what you usually wouldn't. So decide, a light heart or a heavy heart. A heavy heart pays a high price, which is struggle. But it's also an opportunity for enlightenment. Souls that experience suffering, they don't just stay in a heaven or hell state of mind. They bounce back and forth just like you'd be happy one moment and angry the next. These souls are caught up in a storm. The heart chakra is governed by air. So the wind's coming from all directions. So many thoughts, decisions, possibilities, emotions. to manage, but we don't know which one to manage or how to manage it. We don't know which direction to go. But how can you know when you're suffocated and overwhelmed with so many forms in our consciousness? You can hardly even breathe. Most of us can't breathe consciously because we lack this air element. We need clarity in order to navigate the storm. So sit in the center of the storm where there's stillness. Only then will you understand the cause of this chaotic phenomenon. Once you understand, you can control the air and stop the storm. Hence, it's very essential to meditate. Those who can't meditate are stuck with wondering about many things. You're caught up in the storm. Disconnect from the thoughts. Become aware of them and observe them. You are in charge of your life. You choose. I will love on myself from an adult perspective. I choose to take care of myself. I choose to nurture relationships that are good for me. I choose not to engage in relationships that deplete me. When your heart is clear, you do not choose toxic situations. You love yourself enough to make a decision, to make a choice that feels good for you. You take full responsibility of your life. You take full responsibility of how you relate to your life. Start with the small decisions. Am I going to wake up in the morning and scroll endlessly in bed, get caught up on social media? Or am I going to wake up, make my bed, get up, roll out my mat, meditate, do some yoga, get into my body, get grounded, and then start my day? You create your karma. Choose wisely. Karma can be a bee or a blessing. The heart is a driving wheel of direction. It's your moral compass. You have the power to decide which direction you go.